Show of hands, how many of you have a collection of WIPs that you've told yourself multiple times that you're definitely going to get around to finishing? I know I do, because I spent most of yesterday going around collecting all of mine from the various hidey holes I'd stashed them away in throughout the house. And as I was gathering them up, I was thinking the same thing I do every time I look at my WIPs. I definitely need to get around to finishing these. But this time, instead of promising myself I'll finish them, stashing them away in a cupboard until I get some time, promptly forgetting about them for the next few months to years, I thought I'd try something a little bit different. So welcome to Frog or Finish, a mini-series where I show you guys all of my WIPs and you hold me accountable for my crimes of yarn abuse and gross amigurumi negligence by helping me decide whether I should frog a piece or finish it. I'm hoping that the combination of your help and my motivation to make this series will prevent me from out of sight, out of minding these WIPs again. Will it actually work? That remains to be seen, but I am willing to give it a shot. First things first, let's actually go through all of my WIPs. I did have a brief glance at them yesterday. Some I recognised, some I'm not quite sure what they were supposed to be, and others I'm just like, I have no memory of this place. So I'll bring the bags over here. All right. So these little leggies go with this guy. So, okay, let's do this one first. So a while ago, I made an egg-laying pterodactyl. It was part of What the Hook. And this was supposed to be the next dino in that series. If memory serves, it was a triceratops. That I know I can finish, so I can leave that there. This one was actually a prototype of my spider. So if you see my intro and even in my little avatar, that dark blue spider, that was one of the first, actually it was the first original amigurumi I'd ever designed. And this was the prototype for that. So the head and body. And I think in these bags somewhere, they're all down here, I have legs. I might have a few legs. I don't know if I finished them all, but that was a prototype for that. This is supposed to be Raymond from Animal Crossing. He is mostly finished. There it is. I did make his vest, but it turned out too small. So that is why he is still in the WIP pile. That, and I need to make the white undershirt. And I actually had glasses for him. Oh, they're all the way over here. Oh, come on, stretch. Okay. These glasses actually belong to my nephews. My nephew when he was small. But they're broken, obviously. So I was going to take this side, well, I had a plan. It was either take this side off and just glue the frames to his face, or put these glasses on as is and then just glue that side back on. But they were going to be Raymond's glasses. That's not going to stay on there. Here is just a bunch of small stuff, and I might do that last because this is the first video in this WIPs Frog or Finish series. I might start off small and work my way up to the bigger stuff. Speaking of the bigger stuff, what have we got in here? Ooh, it's my Steed and Ed. So there's Steed, there's Ed, and if you haven't watched Our Flag Means Death, just what are you doing with your life? Go watch it, it's amazing. So I was making Steed and Ed. Obviously they're not finished. Personally, I would like to finish these. I don't think I'll frog them. Aha, this is actually another prototype. Two Christmases ago, I made my niece a My Little Pony, and this was the prototype for that. I ended up making that from the, was it size 5 yarn, the, what's it called? Premier, Parfait, Premier, Chunky, Premier, something like that. It's chunky yarn. I ended up making it from that, and this was the prototype I used just to make the legs. That will go in the frog pile because I can use this color to finish off my triceratops. I do have another skein, or at least half a skein of this color, so I should be able to finish that off, but that is going in the frog pile. Oh look, a quarter finished ditto finish. This is a beak. What it is a beak for or from, I don't know, but it's kind of a cool shape. I've probably got the written pattern for this somewhere. What I might do is, I think I'll frog this, but I won't frog it until I find the pattern. Because it's an interesting shape, I want to remember how I made it because it could come in handy down the line. So for now, I'll put it in the frog pile, but I need a to frog but not immediately pile. Maybe I should put that there. Right, what's in here? Oh my God. This is apparently a Pokemon graveyard. This was supposed to be Totodile, all these little bits there. And I stopped using this because this yarn, I think I started this not long after I began crocheting, and I had just really cheap, horrible yarn to work with. And I remember this being pretty difficult. Like the yarn just kept snagging and it just wasn't nice to work with. Like with the beak, I might see if I have this pattern and either continue with it in a different yarn, or maybe I should just scrap that entirely and do a new pattern. I don't know how well this one was going to turn out. So that is frogging, and this dude was supposed to be Charmander, but I got the proportions a little bit wrong. Charmander doesn't skip leg day or arm day. He's just way too buff. The head shape is okay, yoink. So I like the head shape, but yeah, the body is just a little bit too buff for our little Charmander here. That is going to go in the frog pile, I think, unless I can find some other use for that. If you just had this body piece and you had to add a head or wings or just anything else to this, what would you do? Let me know, because this is going to go in the frog but not immediately pile. And if you guys have some great suggestions, I might be able to save it. I can turn it into something else. But for now, we'll put you down there. Oh, this one. I think this was supposed to be a griffin. Yeah, I think that's what it was supposed to be. And I abandoned it because I didn't like how the shape was turning out. This is another one I think where I can learn from my mistakes. I'll take what I have, find the pattern for this or these pieces, and then do some adjusting and come back to it at a later date. So I'll probably frog this, but make a new version at some point in the future, just altered a little bit. You're going to go in the frog pile, and let's see what I have down here. Oh, I think I found the spider legs. How many did I? Oh, here I'm thinking I made 4 or 6 or something, and I've made 2. So there is my 2 spider legs. And this brown yarn, the darker brown. Oh, hang on, no, I did make 4. I was right. I did make 4. So let's stick those there. But this brown yarn, I think this is all I had left, because this again was when I first started crocheting, and my great aunt gave me a bunch of her yarn. And if you'd seen the label on this thing, you would have thought this yarn was available for purchase in the 40s, which, knowing my great aunt, it could have been. If I find any more of this, if I find a label, I'll definitely show you, because it was really cool, but it was visibly very, very old. And I don't know, you know what? I actually might have enough to finish off the legs. What do you think? Should I finish off this spider? I feel like I should, because it was my OG pattern, and I did this before I even did my blue one. I think I owe it to her to finish it off. And I have the other colors here. I have the black and the light brown, so I think I could finish this. I want to hear your opinions. I leave the decision up to you. So I'm going to keep that here for now. What else have I got? This was supposed to be a wolf, and I have, what have I got? 2 front legs. Front leg there. This is another front leg. And 2 back, oh no, I have 1. I can count 1 back leg. And I really liked this design because I was super happy with how the toes turn out. I don't know how well you're going to be able to see those. But I do like this, and I actually thought when Kewpie passed away rather unexpectedly last year, I did think to use this pattern, or the little bit I have of this pattern, to leapfrog into a border collie pattern. So if I made some minor adjustments, I think it would go well from a wolf to a dog. And for that reason, I will hang on to these. And I've got these in a bag with the appropriate yarn colors. I've got gray, a little bit of brown and some white because I was going to make like a gray wolf, but I think I can turn that into both a wolf and a border collie. Just some minor tweaks here and there to make it a border collie. And so keep that. This is one that I should have finished ages ago, but this is Leafy On. I had planned to make the entire Evolution set. I still might if I have the yarn for it, but this was Leafy On. I have Leafy On. I have an ear. What else do I have? A leg. I think that's a front leg. Another leg. Is that a front leg, or I think it's another front leg? And the second ear. Now I thought I made a tail as well, but there's no tail in there. So unless it's in a different bag, which it shouldn't be because I tend to keep all my projects together, I don't have a tail, which is disappointing. I'll have to make one now. So that can go back in there. This is definitely a keeper. I'll be finishing off this at some point. And after that, what I might make Sylveon or Glaceon. What evolution do you think I do next? I've made Espeon, Umbreon, Vaporeon, and Leafeon when that's finished. And Eevee, I've done Eevee as well. Which of the evolutions should I do next? I probably shouldn't be starting any more projects until these are finished, but I can just put it on the ideas list. And apart from that, no, that was the Pokemon bag. I have this bag of smaller stuff, which I think these are the ones that I might finish off today. I'm guessing that's an egg. I don't know what that's from. Okay, egg, stay there. Here's a dragon prototype, which is missing an arm, and I don't know if the arm has been crocheted and is just missing and is in the bag somewhere, or if I haven't finished the arm. I hope I finished the arm because that would mean all I have to do to finish this is sew it together, which would be nice and easy. So that can go there. Here is another dragon prototype because when I was doing these, my goal was to have dragons in different poses. So this is sort of a dragon sitting down on all fours, where this one is sitting upright. And I don't think I've crocheted anything else on this dragon, just the body and the head. And the third dragon has even less pieces than the first two. It's just a body. I think that was the body anyway. And I don't even remember what position this one was supposed to be in. So you can go there with your siblings. This one was a bit of a failure, but I kept it because it amused me. Some of you may be familiar with my popcorn stitch mini series. I make little amigurumi using popcorn stitches somewhere in the pattern, and I attempted to make a frog. As you can see, it didn't work out all that well, but I still thought it was really funny. So I didn't have the heart to, no pun intended here, but I didn't have the heart to frog it. I might finish it off and just see how derpy this thing actually looks when it's complete. I'll leave that one up to you guys actually. Should I keep this frog or should I frog the frog? Here is a cow head. That was just a prototype from when I did my cow pattern a while ago, but the first prototype, which was this one, I made the head too small and I was actually planning on turning this into a keychain. I just had to make some ears and little horns. This is my spineless echidna. I thought I crocheted the spines. Where did I put those? They're not in here. I did crochet some spines. I just had to sew them on, but I don't know where they are. I'll Sherlock Holmes that later and find out where they are. But that is, the pieces are technically finished. I just have to sew it together. Okay, what else is in my little bag of WIPs? Some yarn. I think that's the echidna yarn. So I'll just leave that with you. Here's a wyvern, however you want to pronounce it. And it's just missing its wings at this stage. And I think wyverns have back legs, don't they? So I was going to make wings and I think 2 legs, but maybe I can just make a worm and do wings because I don't know how feet would look on this guy. All right, opinion time. What do you think? Legs or no legs? And if no legs, small wings or big wings? Because you can be easily finished. So you can stay on this side of the room. Here is a Christmas tree, which was supposed to be one of the patterns for last Christmas. Frog that. Apparently I just like to half make griffins and abandon them, but this one was a little upright one. I don't know if you've got any additional pieces, but it looks like it just needs a leg, and some wings and some arms, so that might be an easy finish. These are technically finished, I think, but these were prototypes for some LGBT insects I was working on. This one is actually a transforming thing, but I made the wings a little bit too big. So they tuck back in there, but it makes the body a little bit bulky, so I have to redesign the wing pattern. That can definitely go in the finish pile. This was just a wing prototype. I'll probably put that in with my scraps. Here's a head. I don't know what it's a head from, but it's a head. And here are some. I think I might finish these ones off in this video. So I have a little spider. I wanted to make a jumping spider, and this one is supposed to sit on its butt like that. Maybe my hand's not the best foundation, but it's supposed to sit on its butt and do the thing. You know, when spiders get angry and they do the thing, they rear back and, you know, wave their little legs. That's what that was supposed to be like. But all I need to do to finish this one off is put a little patch on the back. I was going to make a nice shape to go on there, and I just never got around to that. So you will be an easy finish. We might do that. Oh, there you go. I should have just done that in the first place rather than on my hand, but we might do that in this video. The next thing I want to finish is the blobfish. I made a blobfish. The body is finished. I just need to make the fins. And here I have a half finished frog. I've made 2 of the legs. I made 1 front leg and 1 back leg. I just need to make the ones for the other side. Again, that should be a really easy finish. I already have the pattern. I just need to crochet it up. So these guys are going to get finished in this video, and that's all the WIPs I have here. I think I still have a few more, just because they ended up stored away in places that are inaccessible at the moment. But today I'm going to take you all over to my crochet space and we'll finish these off. While we do that, let me know what you think of all the other WIPs. Would you like to see them finished? Would you like to see them changed? Should I frog the ones that I said I'm probably going to frog? Should I salvage them? I'm interested to hear your thoughts, and I think from this point on I will just make like a little mini video update every now and then to show you what I've accomplished. So please hold me accountable. I want to finish these. I'm trying to just reduce everything this year. I'm reducing my WIP pile. I am reducing my yarn stash. Those are my goals this year. And if you could help me achieve them, that would be really great. All right, let's hop on over there. You can't see that, but we're going over there and we're going to finish off these 3 critters. I'm going to finish off the frog first, and I just realized that this yarn is the same yarn I used to do this little shitty Christmas tree. So I'm going to frog that and just reuse the yarn. I'm going to set that aside and I'll frog that later and use it for something else. And then I'm just going to use this to make I think I'll start with the front leg. Just get my pattern up here, front leg, there we go. I put you over there. You can watch as I make your legs. And now I need to swap to my 3mm hook for the toes. Alright, now I can make the back leg, and this one's going to take a little bit longer because the back leg is a bit larger and the shaping is a little bit more complex, but it's still a pretty small pattern, so it won't take too long. Okay, so I finished the 2 legs that I needed to make, and now I'm just going to pin them in place and then sew them on. And I want to try and match them up with the 2 I've already got on the frog here. And that is the frog finished. I actually quite like this design. I'm very happy with how it turned out. I might need to do a little bit of redesigning and adjusting for the toes, but other than that, I think this is pretty solid. And I wanted to do this one first because it was the one I needed to do the most work on, so it would take the longest. And now that that's out the way, I'm going to get on with the other two smaller patterns. I think I'll start off with the spider. And I'm not going to be doing anything super complicated with this. All I really want to do, well, the plan at this point, is just to make a little hourglass shape that I can then sew onto the back here. I'm basically going to try and make a triangle, start big, go down, and then work my way back out again. There's my little hourglass shape. Pretty basic, but I might have a play around later and see if I can come up with a few more complex designs, but this will do for now. What I'm going to do is just sew it onto the back here. Where's the good position? Lower maybe? Yeah, maybe sort of there. Higher? No, I like it lower better. So I'll sew it on there, and then we'll be able to finish off the blobfish. Alright, that is the spider done, so now it's time to finish off Mr. Blobfish. And I might actually, because I forgot to do the mouth on this as well, I just realised that, I might start off by crocheting that and then I'll make the fins and the tail. All I'm going to do for the mouth is just surface crochet slip stitches in the shape. So I'll pop my hook in probably about here. And grab some of this scrap pink yarn I've got. Didn't quite get the shape right, but that's okay. This is just the prototype. I can fix that up later. Okay, now I need to make some pectoral fins, then a dorsal fin, and then a tail. I think I'll start off with the two pectoral fins because they should just be small and a fairly easy pattern to make. I might try starting off with a magic circle, but then working in rows. How big do I want this? Let's try a single crochet, a half double, throw a couple of doubles in there, and two, maybe three. Let's make it three, then another half double, and we'll finish on a single, and I think that gives us 7. 1, 2, 3, 7. Yep, 7. I'll close it up. That might be a bit small. Actually, I reckon that could work because I don't need huge fins. You know what, I think I'll stick with that. So I'll make a second pectoral fin. That was a lot easier than I expected. Make a second one of those. And it's the second. I think with this guy I will assemble as I go. And now that I have the two pectoral fins, I'll pop those on and sew them on, and then I'll do the other bits. You can go about. Okay, I'll sew these on now, and this little end from my magic circle, I'm just going to weave that back into the body to hide it. I generally find that easier than just weaving it in through the backs of the stitches. Alright, I'll take a swing at the dorsal fin next, and according to Google, the blobfish just has a fairly short dorsal fin about here. That means I don't need to make this too large, and I'm thinking I might take a bit of inspiration from my goldfish pattern and crochet the dorsal fin for this similarly to how I did it in that pattern. So I'll start off with 4 chains, I think. I think I might make it a little bit longer. Yeah, I'm happy with that for now. And like I do with most of my other prototypes, I will make these first, or I'll finish these 3 patterns first, and then I tend to go back and do a review. So if I need to update something or change it entirely, I do that at that stage. And for now, this dorsal pin, and this goes for the other pieces too, this dorsal fin will remain as it is, but when I get to the review stage, I can always come back and make some adjustments. I knew I should have used pins. That is so off center. You know what, because it's just the prototype one, I'm going to leave it, because I will be making another version of this because I need to make sure that everything is, you know, proportional. I got the patterns right. So for prototype guy, you can just have a weird dorsal fin, an off-center dorsal fin. And then the last bit I need to make is the tail. And I'm not sure whether I should do this in 1 piece or 2, because I'm thinking I can do something similar to the pectoral fins and just sew one either side. I might try that. It's not anatomically accurate, but then, well, what is really? I'll do 2 more of these guys. Oh, I hate it when the yarn does this. Why? Actually, what I might do is I've done the stitches I need for the first fin, which I'm going to use for the tails as well, but I'll try popping a slip stitch in here and then just repeating the stitches I've done and see if I can make it 1 piece. That might look okay. So do the stitches again. And 1. And then if I close this up, then there just might be too many stitches. You know, I don't know if I like that all that much. It's not really defined, is it? Well, actually, if I put it on that way though, that's actually not too bad. That way? Yeah, maybe that way. Again, I'll leave it for now. But I might come back and change this one up too when I do the review process, because if I, after the double crochets, if I chuck in some triple crochets, make this part taller, that may in turn make the center here more defined. So that's something to keep in mind. But for now, this will be our tail pattern. And here we have our finished pieces. That's 3 whips down, probably like, I don't know, 30 to go. But I'm making progress, that's what's important. So all these guys are done for now. They are subject to change a little bit, some more than others. I'm looking at you, Mr. Blobfish. But overall, I think these guys turned out well. So you can probably look forward to seeing these patterns on the channel at some point in the future. If there's a particular one that you like, let me know which one you'd like to see first. I hope you enjoyed this little frog or finish experiment overall. If you have any thoughts on which project you'd like to see me finish next, let me know that too. But for now, I will say goodbye and I will see you all in the next video.